Hey, this is Mike from Volvo the Wolf, and today we're going to take a look at some Duncan Designed pickups and compare them to actual Seymour Duncan pickups. Alright, so I wanted to share the story behind this video. A while back, I want to say 2013, 2014, somewhere around there, I bought a Jackson JS Series guitar. It was a dinky. Had a black body, maple neck, maple fretboard. It was pretty cool. I've never had a guitar with a maple fretboard before, but it was like a cheap $300 guitar. And the first thing I thought was, well, I'll change out the pickups. Now, I didn't give the pickups, the stock Jackson pickups, much of a chance. I mean, I did play it with the stock Jacksons, and I thought it sounded pretty good, but I had a set of DiMarzio X2Ns lying around. I'm like, well, I'll put those in. And I did, and I thought it sounded better. But I really didn't have anything to compare it against, like the guitar initially to the guitar with the DiMarzios in it. Fast forward a couple of years. A couple of years goes by. I'd since sold that guitar to buy a 7-string, and I bought another Jackson JS Series Dinky. And my thought was, well, I'll just bring this one to practice. It's only a $300 guitar. If I put it up against something and it falls over, no big deal. I can throw it in a gig bag and throw it in my car again. I don't have to put as much care into the guitar as I would more expensive instruments. So that was my thought process. Now that one also had Jackson stock pickups in it. And that one, I did have the foresight to record it, play a couple tracks in Reaper, and then I swapped out the Jackson pickups, which I had initially thought at least sound pretty good, swapped them out with the Seymour Duncan Distortion. Played it, and I really couldn't hear any difference. Then I saw the video that Fluff did about do aftermarket pickups even matter anymore, and that got me thinking, do they? And I just recently now we're in the present time here, I bought a Jackson Spalted Maple Soloist, and the Spalted Maple Soloist had Duncan Designed Pickups stock in the instrument, and I thought to myself, well, those are going to have to go. But then I was like, well, wait a minute, let's play it, let's hear how it sounds, and let's really compare it to some other guitars. So the purpose of this video is this. The first guitar pickup you hear is the HB103, and that is me playing the Jackson Spalted Maple Soloist. The second guitar that you hear is my Jackson PS4, which has the Duncan Distortion in it. Now, they are two different guitars, and the body woods are different, and the fretboards are different material too. So comparing the HB103 to the Seymour Duncan Distortion is not 100%. This is not like a 100% scientific experiment, because not only am I changing the pickups, but I'm also changing the guitar. So I understand that that is a criticism, and it's a fair criticism of the video. This is why I'm sharing it with you, because it's not one guitar with 4 different pickups in it. However, I don't think that invalidates the experiment, because I do feel like the HB103 actually kind of sounded better than the Duncan Distortion. So I'm kind of like, well, I don't think I'm going to change these pickups out, because this guitar sounds pretty good with the pickups that are in it. Now the last 2 pickups, the HB102 and the JB, were from the same guitar. So I had a Jackson Dinky, had a JB in the bridge that I'm selling. So I took the JB out and I put the stock HB102 back in. So pickups 3 and 4, you're hearing the same guitar with 2 different pickups. Now with that, you can really hear a difference. I thought the HB102 was the worst sounding pickup. It had like no mid-range. It was harsh. It was brittle. It had no body to it, no fullness whatsoever. The JB definitely dominated the HB102. But the interesting thing about the HB102 is that it was a guitar that was made in 2004. So have Duncan Designed pickups increased in quality over the years? That's another question that comes up. It's possible that the pickup quality has increased. Those 2 Jackson JS Series guitars that I had, those were kind of newer. So maybe the newer Jackson stock pickups aren't so bad compared to the old ones. I don't know. It's an interesting question. But I think Fluff was onto something when he was saying the technology really hasn't advanced in the last, I don't know, 80 years. So maybe the stock pickup market is just, they're better quality. I don't know. All I'm saying is that in my conclusion of this video, I thought the HB103 sounded the best. I thought it was a good in-between the Duncan Distortion and the JB. The Duncan Distortion, in my opinion, has a little bit too much high end. The JB, well, the JB is the JB, but the HB103 I thought was just a little bit brighter than the JB, but not as bright as the Duncan Distortion. So I kind of thought that the 103 was the best sounding pickup. What do you think?